Hello, everyone. This is the Garlet's High Performance Garage channel. As you all know, it is Friday. Let me see, what's the date today? Let's see, 21st, I think? I don't know. It's not real important. But anyhow, I do have the virus. And I already shared my views on the virus and masking up and all that shit. Okay. I do mask up when I go out, and I am vaccinated, and I still got it. It's not that bad. It's like an annoying cold. My voice is fucked up. I having trouble sleeping at night because of the cold. Coughing up some yellow-looking shit. I'm on a Z-Pack and Prednisone. That's what the doctor gave me. My rapid test came back positive, and today they called me, and the test they sent away also came back positive. So I'm, wow. I am positive. Now, today is the first day that I don't have any taste. This new variant going around, I don't know if it has that side effect or not. This might be the original I have. But anyway, I cannot taste or smell right now. That happened this morning. Last night I could taste my dinner that I ate. I ate a wedgie, so it's pretty good. But anyway, I can't taste anything today. Can't smell. My lips are chapped. This sucks. Because all I get done doing is blow my nose and take cough syrup and all that other shit. And I'm thirsty all the time. My fever broke. The other night I did have a fever. Wednesday night it broke. It was pretty intense when it broke. I mean, I sweated the most I've ever sweat in my life. You'd think I was in here lifting weights. It's pretty bad. I mean, my upper lip was soaked, armpits, my back, I was just sweating like crazy. And then yesterday, the fever came back, and that was great. And then it broke again last night, and I did the sweat thing again. Not as bad, but it was pretty rough. But anyhow, they told me if I got to the point where I couldn't breathe, like I was heaving for air to get to the emergency room, I guess shove a ventilator down my throat, I guess. That would suck. But anyhow, I'm vaccinated fully. I got the booster and all that stuff, so I don't think any of that's it's not gonna come to that. I'm a lot better actually today. Yesterday I was still kind of feeling rough. Wednesday I felt really bad. I could barely talk. Let me see. Tuesday I couldn't hardly talk. That's why I called off work and I thought I better get tested. And that's when they said, "Oh yeah, you have it." But they waited till today to tell me that I definitely have it. So anyhow, I got it. But I wanted to make the video. I'm even a little weak too. But anyhow, I wanted to make the video to talk more about the electric car. Well, might as well call it the battery-powered car because you're just charging batteries. Just want to make things clear about all this. because the only reason they're pushing for these cars is because our politicians, the president, Wall Street, all of our senators and congressmen, they're counting on this because there's lots of this money involved. They're all playing the game. They're all playing the monopoly game in the stock market that we're currently in, where, our treasurer's still printing the monopoly money to play with, because that's all they care about right now. That's why there's so many unemployed people in our country right now, is because they care more about that stock market. They've shifted their attention to the stock market. I want to say, because of the virus, they're using that as an excuse for people not to have to go back to work. But a lot of states have stopped the extra money that they're giving people. But they're still giving people money to stay home, which is dumb. And we're heading in a downward spiral of an economy that's not going to pick itself back up. Because you need two ends of this economy. You need the end that are us people, us taxpayers working, and that has to happen in order to have a good economy. You have to have lots of jobs. People have to work in order to hold that part of the economy up. And the other part of the economy is the stock market. And you got to keep a good stock market. You got to keep a reliable stock market in order for everything to work well, like a well-oiled machine, and for us to have a good economy throughout the world. And we all have to trade, we have to work. But these people in there now have sold our jobs to China. China is basically making everything that we use. And it's not a good situation, because Americans are born craftsmen. It's in our blood, whether you know it or not. It is in our blood, and it will always be, because we're better at making things here than what China is, because we take care and pride in what we do, and our stuff was always with quality. It just gives to you with our older vehicles. And now, because everybody's just money hungry, like General Motors, Ford, and the sellouts at Chrysler, they're just concerned with the money part of it. They don't give a shit about the quality part. They threw that away back in the 90s. They all threw it away. Their pickups, GM's pickups, are still pretty good. So is Ford's. Dodge, they were still sticking tight to their solid front axle in the 90s. And those trucks turned out to be flops anyhow, and they rotted up really fast. They were that good. They were good looking, but they just weren't that good. But anyhow, getting back to your electric car, there are things that we are currently using now that you're also going to have to use to make an electric car. Lithium. We're currently using that in cell phone batteries and stuff like that, because it holds charge for a long time. But it's a little different than what the lithium they're mining for these car batteries like Tesla and GM have, and Ford also has. You have to, in order for this, you have to mine for it. For lithium, it has. It's really hard to dig up. It's very, very hard. It's like a rock, and they got to smash it. They got to use water. They pump groundwater into it to make it into like a paste, like a puree for old people. In order to utilize the lithium, they have to do that. It's like washing coal. They have to put it through a machine, make it finer, blend it together. There's so many different kinds of coal. You blend it together to get the BTUs up. Then you wash it, add some chemicals to get them BTUs higher. But anyhow, in order to mine for this lithium, you're going to have to use oil to fuel the equipment. You're going to have to use coal to make the metal. Well, to melt down the iron ore that you're also going to have to mine for. To make the steel for these cars. And oil again for all the plastic that's going to house these batteries, and your interior components are made out of ABS plastic, which is made from petroleum, which is these water bottles you drink out of. These are all floating in the ocean right now. They say, oh, we recycle that. No, we don't recycle it all. It's not all recycled. It's most of it's floating in the ocean. They only recycle probably about 15 to 20% of that plastic. And the reason for that is because oil companies have lost so much money over this electric car bullshit that they're coming out with, that they have resorted to not recycling the plastic so oil companies can produce more bottles for Coke, Pepsi, whoever, you know. And they found that as an opportunity to make more money, to produce more of it, because if you don't reuse what you already got, they'll just make more money making new. And that's what they do. You need to go back to glass. But anyway, in order for you to charge these cars, okay, because you're already going through the aspect, to make an electric car, you're going to need iron. It'll have to be mined. Oil will have to be used to fuel that equipment to mine it, number one. You have to use that coal to melt down the iron ore, because that's how it works. You just don't dig up iron ore. Oh, there's a body panel. No. It has to be melted down and made into steel. It has to be melted down for you to have steel. And you have to use coal to do that. And everybody's like, oh, we'll just use propane. Well, propane lights that coal off, but the coal it'll burn a lot longer and a lot hotter, because you can pack it tight and it lasts longer. So anyhow, and you're going to have to drill for oil for all this stuff too, for your plastics, which I just said. And the energy you're using right now, majority of it is coal-fired power plants. Because, let's face it, folks, you're not going to produce this kind of energy from windmills or solar panels, which take the same process to make, just like an electric car. And where are these batteries when they wear out? They're not going to recycle these, because the lithium, after you use it up, it's gone. So where's it all going to go? In the ocean. That's where it's going to end up. If you think you're getting high levels of mercury now from plastic bottles floating in the ocean, just wait till they put lithium batteries in there. That ain't no good anymore. Our oceans are going to be toxic waste. Everything in them is going to die. So, your electric car isn't going to save you anything. We need to stick with internal combustion engines and using our oil and all that shit. So, anyhow, windmills and solar panels are good. Electric cars are fine, but they're going to have to work in a certain place in the country, like the cities. If you live in the city, you can use electric cars. But if you live in a townhouse, like, I don't know, Frederick, Maryland is a good place. A lot of townhouses. Lots of townhouses there. And I just don't see people being able to own electric cars living in townhouses. That's how they're going to charge them. You're going to have a garage or something, or they're going to have to put charging ports in at townhouses in order for you to have one. And the government, they don't think ahead. They do stupid shit. Like, oh, well, this is what's good for us right now. We're making money off this. We're just going to jam this down your throat, whether you like it or not, whether it's the right thing to do or not. Because you have people that know what's going on talking in this ear, but then you have people that are full of money in this one. They're going to pay attention to this ear here. They're not going to pay attention to this one. They can give a fuck about that one unless it's time to vote. And keep them in office. Then they'll be, oh, hey, how are you? Let me kiss your baby. So, but those are the facts. These are facts I'm giving you. And not to piss on everybody's parade about windmills and solar panels. That is energy from light and wind. That's pure energy. But your power plants, just do some research. Every power plant in the United States, if I can talk, in the United States, the EPA put such restrictions on them. They store all their carbon. All carbon at every power plant in the United States is stored. And it's sold. Because watch this. That is carbon from burning coal. That's in that drink. That is from a power plant. That's how they put carbonation in drinks. They've done it for centuries. Ever since we've had a power plant, we've been able to put carbonation in water for drinks. I don't like it, but I don't like carbonation. But anyhow, they store all this carbon, and it's sold. They make money off of it. They sell it to companies. They buy it off of them. Nothing comes out of those pipes at a power plant but water vapor. And that's a fact. They're coal-fired. What comes out is water vapor. So, if you think I'm full of shit, just do some research on it. Go to your search engine, your little Google, and look it up. It'll tell you. Because the EPA's got tight restrictions on power plants. So if Joe Biden's out there telling you how dirty those coal-fired power plants are so dirty, that's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. He doesn't know what's going on. He's an old man. He's 78, 79 years old. He's clearly off his rocker. He's just the face of a party. He only tells you what is printed, comes up in front of the teleprompter in front of him. He doesn't know what's going on. He only knows what his peas or what his smashed up pureed peas are going to taste like. But anything, get back to that lithium, that water they use to turn that into a slurry, they pump that back into the ground. So there's wastewater there. There we go. Couldn't even taste it. It's a waste. Should just fart. Yeah, be better. I wouldn't be able to smell it because I can't smell nothing. Anyway, to get back to that, so your groundwater will be contaminated too. So we need to stop this craziness. Electric cars cannot. This has got to be stopped. And the only reason these electric cars are allowed is because millionaires and billionaires are in the captain's chair. We need to kick them out of there. So, this last video I'm doing about electric car shit. So, I'm done with it. Said my piece on it. That's my opinion. There's a lot of facts in this video about the dangers of electric cars, and we need to pass this along. Everybody needs to be educated on this, because this is not the direction we want to go in. Because if it weren't for gasoline-powered cars and stuff, our plants would not be able to thrive and clean our air. That's why they're here. That's why we have trees and plants. They clean our air. They feed off that carbon, and they produce oxygen. They produce, our food. Carbon, sunlight, and water make that all possible. If you take one of those elements out, they can't survive, and neither will we. So we got to quit trying to kill ourselves here. You got to listen to what people are trying to tell you. This is idiocracy at its worst, and I shouldn't have to teach you third grade science. I learned this shit in school, in elementary school, in the third grade. I learned what photosynthesis is, what water does for everybody and everything, and the reason we have carbon monoxide and dioxide, our plants thrive off of it. So, you take the carbon away, we're all done. Yeah, we won't survive. We can't all eat candy bars forever. Yeah, they won't be able to make them anyway. So, that's all I have to say about that. As Forrest Gump would say. That's all I have to say about that. So, everybody sit and think about that. Comment, share, like, subscribe. Tell me I'm an asshole if you want to. Everybody have a good one. Mask up, please. Please get vaccinated. If we get vaccinated, we can beat this. Yeah, nobody's taking your freedom away. So, I'll catch y'all later. Everybody have a good one. Sorry about the cough and shit. Can't help it. Catch y'all later.